Hey y'all, it's Loren LoRosa from The Breakfast Club. Sorry to interrupt, but y'all know how I do. So I'm here to talk about Top Dog Law. Y'all hear Top Dog Law all over your radio, and I know by now that if you want top dollar, you should also know this. You gotta call Top Dog Law if it's about your car accident. Don't let these little family lawyers finesse you into a little check. Shouldn't nothing be little this season. Remember, for any serious accident, injury case, Top Dog Law gets you top dollar. So make sure you call today to find out what your car accident, your slip and fall, or your construction accident case could really be worth. And calling Top Dog Law is completely free also. It's free for a consultation. Call Top Dog Law today to see if your case is eligible for compensation with no money down. So make sure y'all go holla at my dogs, no pun intended, over at Top Dog Law. That's Top Dog Law on Instagram and topdoglaw.com. Now, let's get back to The Breakfast Club.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, y'all, yesterday in court with Diddy, they finished up the testimony from a woman named Brianna Bungalolins. I don't know if that's how you say her last name, probably not. But she's a stylist that was a friend of Cassie's that I told you guys about. She's the woman who alleged that Diddy hung her over a 17-story balcony and threatened her, right?
Now, he love hanging people. Remember they said it was speculation that he hung Wale over a balcony too.
Yep. Yeah, Wale said that wasn't true though. He said that recently. Actually,
I don't think he ever told us whether he was dangled or not. He said he was.
Yeah, recently he was on L'Oreal's show. He was on L'Oreal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Morning Hustle. He was on Morning Hustle. He said it wasn't true. Yep.
Well,
all right, my bad, Lauren. Go ahead.
No, well, I mean, because of that testimony and her cross-examination on the stand, which is where Diddy's attorneys are asking her questions, Diddy got in trouble yesterday in court. The judge threatened to kick him out of the courtroom for the remainder of the trial because the judge alleges that Diddy was nodding to the jurors and just making motion to the jurors with his head while her cross-examination was happening. Now, here's
he said that he was nodding vigorously. I don't even know how you do that.
He has this thing that he does. I've seen him do it where he's like, it's kind of like he's turned around to his family when I've been in court and did
You can't look at jurors? I didn't know that.
So you can look at jurors, but I'm going to read the judge's exact words.
The judge was like, I want to make sure you're not flirting, okay? You're in here making eye contact with people bricked up.
Somebody must have complained beforehand and said they felt like it was intimidation. I bet you that's what it was.
Well, so here's the transcript. So the judge put the jurors on the break, so they're not in the courtroom, and then the judge asked for a minute with Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilio, right? So the judge says, I was very clear this morning that there were not to be any facial expressions or other attempts to have any interaction with the jury whatsoever, any influence on the jury whatsoever, and I could not have been more clear in terms of what I said. You heard me, right? And his attorney says, I did. So then the judge says, well, there was a line of questioning where your client was nodding vigorously and looking at the jury, and there was a subsequent moment we had a sidebar, and I looked and I saw your client looking at the jury and nodding vigorously during that line of questioning. This is absolutely unacceptable. Is it going to happen again, Mr. Agnifilio? And then he says it's not going to happen again. And then the judge says if it does happen again, he won't be allowed in this courtroom for the remainder of the trial.
Why do they make jurors public? Like, why do they even let anybody see the jury? I feel like jurors should have some type of
like a glass, like anonymity. One of them glasses.
I don't know. I will say too, during the jury selection, there was one day we were all in line getting our cell phones together, and I'm like, if any of these people is picked, I'm just right here. Like, we're media, we're right here with them.
But not only that, think about this, some of the actual people that are testifying don't have to put their stuff out there, right? You don't know who they are, they're anonymous, but the jurors, you know who the jurors are through the whole trial. That's crazy.
I mean, we don't know their like names and like all that stuff, but you see them.
It's not hard to find.
But if you're a person of the media, there's a certain trust between the attorneys in the court,
anybody
the media
in that courtroom. We see
the public being there.
People like regular people just be in there.
They do, but the judge doesn't. They have these whole things that they go through before they start. Like, here's what we, the court, expect of you while you're here, and this is what we ask you to uphold. They say the same thing to the jury as well. So there's just like a.
I ain't go front. Diddy trial do look like a bus station.
Oh my God!
It do look like the MARTA bus station or the Penn Station bus station. Like,
baby,
anybody can see anybody.
Somebody got kicked out the other day, I heard.
Yes, that's my girl though. I don't know her name, but when old girl tried to run down on me, she called me in the elevator after that and was like, because I was ready to. She be going off. She's actually a sweetheart, but I don't know what that outburst was about.
Even the Jane Doe thing, right?
Yes.
What's the point of letting somebody be a Jane Doe if everybody in the courtroom sees who it is and then
Knows
goes
who it is.
online and tells everybody who it is?
I have no idea because that happened yesterday with Jane Doe, who testified. She was, one of Diddy's most recent ex-girlfriends, and she barely even got through a lot of her testimony, but she talked about some things, and by the time she started going through her testimony, I'm watching live tweets, and then I start seeing photos, and I'm like, you're not supposed to do that.
So what did she say? Did she say anything?
She just talked about the fact that they were really in love. She was madly in love with him and with Diddy, and she said that they had nicknames for each other, Bert and Ernie. She was Bert. He was
Envy
Ernie.
nickname. What? You can't take me an Envy nickname.
Y'all got nicknames?
Bert and Ernie, yeah.
Jess, did you know that?
No,
That used to be us,
who
Bert
was,
and Ernie.
nah, I ain't know that, but in the Diddy situation, who was Bert and who was Ernie?
She was Bert and Diddy was Ernie.
That's why 50 posted that yesterday. He posted a picture of Bert and Ernie yesterday.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he did.
Rubber ducky with Diddy is nasty. I mean, that is just crazy.
Rubber ducky, you're
Well,
the one.
They're
baby,
talking.
baby oil, so much fun. I'm sorry.
Y'all have done this before, huh? Look at you all tickled and pink over there, Charlamagne. Envy.
Rubber
Why you
ducky
just spit your juice
with
out? Now you
Diddy.
act like you don't know how to swallow?
Stop. What?
Oh. Diddy, back to Diddy.
She always goes too far.
All right, so Jane Doe on the stand, and her testimony is actually going to speak to, or is supposed to be speaking to sex trafficking, forced coercion, all of those things. But they have to prove that all this was done under threat. So far, everything she said is that she was super in love with Diddy at the time. She didn't know anything about freak offs, but one day they were together, and they were talking about fantasies, and he talked about bringing another person in, and she was like, okay, cool, I'll try that. She said she got up, went to the bathroom. She alleges by the time she came out the bathroom, Diddy was on a phone call making it happen. So she's like, okay, well, here we go. It's happening sooner than I thought.
Couldn't wait. He already had the people on standby.
Yes.
Craigslist.
Period.
Yeah.
And then they talked about, like her career and stuff, because at one point she says that she was, thinking about making her OnlyFans, and he encouraged her not to, allegedly. And there have been some talk because she's an influencer. Wow, that's funny.
That's hilarious, okay? I want to talk to you about my career. I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans. Girl, if you don't go get a trade, go learn a trade.
Well, she's an influencer
Electrical,
online.
HVAC,
Learn a goddamn
automotive.
trade.
Well, there was one point that a lot of people were bringing up of like, you know how guys be like, well, how much you making at work? Don't go to work for these couple days. I'll whatever.
Right.
So she alleged that she didn't go to work, and their first date lasted like 5 days, and Diddy allegedly gave her like $10,000 to make up for what she had missed at work. Like
A 5-day date?
that's what 5-day date. Okay, removing Diddy out the situation.
5 days with you for $10,000.
That's a coke binge, by the way, guys. Okay, I know a coke binge when I hear one.
I would I wouldn't do coke, but I would do 5 days. Like, you just taking me away and we just having a good time. Yeah. No coke. No Diddy.
You the person that's been to these trials every damn day, and you know what comes with that, but you still want to go do it.
It depends on the man that you're going with, I'm sure.
Okay.
Jess, you ain't never met somebody and just like going with the wind.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Chris.
Absolutely.
Your husband.
Yes.
Why, Charlamagne, don't look at
I thought
me.
you was
I feel
talking
so
about the
jealous.
Who
freak
else
off
supposed to
days,
look at it?
girl.
Your
I was
segment.
talking about back in my day. You talking about my girl? No.
Oh,
I
wait,
ain't-
you said your freak off days?
Yeah, not these kind.
Oh.
This is a
No,
whole
you
nother-
can't. No.
Jess,
First of all,
please.
Jess,
Please.
no, ain't no such thing as there's no levels to freak off. If you're gonna use that term,
No. Diddy gave freak off a whole new meaning, yo.
Yeah.
I've
was
never
saying
heard it tell
freak off.
Diddy.
No, I've been here about freak offs. I
Really?
Baltimore freak offs all the time.
Oh,
Baltimore freak offs.
they
But
probably
not like that. See, now y'all ears are conditioned right now.
got a good seafood menu with those type.
I'm
You know
sure a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
fish. A lot of fish.
and
Crabs, fish,
Yeah,
all that.
but she also talked about too that being with Diddy, she was happy. She wanted to make him happy, so she did a lot of things. And she alleges that she had a $20,000 a month allowance while she was his girl. So they're gonna get that. That was the beginning of her testimony.
was the internet right about who that person was yesterday?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Oh, I just think it's silly if you let somebody be a Jane Doe, but everybody in the courtroom can see
Knows
that
who they
person,
are.
and then they run to social media. Like I don't. It's just it's weird to me. What's the point of being Jane Doe?
Yeah, put them behind a wall or something so nobody can at least see them or something.
But then the
Yeah.
jury wants to see. I mean, I guess the jury would be different. They could see it then because you want to see facial expressions. You want to
yeah.
see body language. And attorneys want to see that too because the line of questioning and you can tell where people are going or not going and all that.
Right.
It's so much
Gotcha.
different art to this stuff. But yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, wait. I want to say we're headed to LA for the BET Awards, guys. We'll be bringing you
Hey.
content from LA. We're
Okay.
doing the Radio Room Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday with the Breakfast Club and the latest with Loren LoRosa. And yeah, so we're gonna be talking a lot to some people.
Yes, that's what's up.
Good job.
Yes, Loren will be out there.
Thank you.
Repping
Well, he
us
said
there.
good job. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Could you stop?
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Jess, Jess, you were supposed to be on your way out there with me, but I know your mom's getting married this weekend, right?
I know. Yeah, she's getting married, so
Jess
gotta be
wasn't
at a
going out there.
wedding. Yay.
Hey.
Jess don't like people like that. Jess was not going out there sitting in nobody's radio room.
I know. No, I hate that, but that is definitely for Loren. Like
That
Loren,
is, right
she's
up her
the one.
alley.
That's right.
Yes,
All right.
the words will be Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BET.
All right, be safe
Are
out
you
there.
styling and profiling? I know you're gonna be out there wearing, you
Leather shorts.
down.
We see 'em out there.
Yeah, we got some outfits. We got some things. I'm
Okay,
excited.
I can't wait. And I told you you're not ashy, so don't
Thank
go out
you.
there acting like you ashy.
I appreciate it. It's been so much love this week, Jess. I appreciate that. You know, I had a hard day and she texted me and said, "You're not ashy." I was like, I know, that's right.
If somebody got to text you and tell you that you're not ashy, that means that you are usually Ashley.
No,
Man.
that's code language. That's code language for don't let dark Charlamagne stress you
If
out.
somebody got
There
to
you
tell
go.
you not ashy, that means that usually
No.
on the regular, most of the time.
No, you tell her she's ashy every day, and I'm like, I have to remind her that she is not.
Oh,
This
man.
is a tough place. All right. Well, that is the latest with Loren. Donkey today's up next. Charlamagne,
It's the
open up the
people's
phone
donkey.
lines.
That's right.
800-585-1051. If you want to give somebody donkey of the day, call us up right now. We got you. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.